everyone, and welcome to Flip the Script episode 5. I am your host / co-host, Kelly Perkins, and let's head down to the hay and see how my co-hosts are doing down there.
Yay!
We made it back. Episode 5 already. That's crazy.
Wow,
Episode
it really is.
5. I know, we didn't get fired yet.
Are we renewed for a
Still
second
here.
season?
Yes,
Is that how it works in
that's
Hollywood?
I think so.
It's our
The
fault. We
highest-
can do whatever we want.
That's true. It is our podcast.
We are the bosses. So what do we want to do? I want to go to Enterprise Connect next week already. Do you believe
Enterprise
that?
Connect.
Isn't that
What
next
is
week?
Enterprise Connect?
Next week.
Yeah, is that where all the enterprises connect?
Funny you should ask.
I think you've heard of it.
I have heard of it. I've never been though. Just where a bunch of people walk around and video conference each other?
You've never been to Enterprise? That's not true.
No, never.
You're not going?
No, and I've never been.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a big audiovisual event in our industry. It's like Infocom, but Infocom is like our industry and a lot of other stuff. Enterprise Connect is just our industry. It's just business communications, collaboration, that kind of stuff. UCC.
Sounds boring.
This is the lives we've chosen. This is our, I'm sorry, we're not a rock band. We do a podcast about the AV industry.
I
What
know.
David's not telling you is the fireworks show that happens every single day at the same time. But the problem is you have to watch it over Zoom. So, I mean,
Well,
I mean,
I'll be
not
live tweeting from the
Zoomtopia.
show floor, and you will be loving my tweets. They will be exciting and dynamic with new products and offerings from the biggest vendors in our industry. It'll be
Okay, so
quite a tweet fest.
When you see that We Head thing from the last
Yes.
podcast, you can send us a little video.
Absolutely. I don't know if We Head's going to
And-
be there, but I hope they'll be at Infocom.
buy 10 of them. Get in on the ground floor. It's going to take off. I know it.
Like your Fangulator.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for the Fang glider. But speaking of the Fang
know.
glider, should we go to our next segment, which is not the Fang glider segment, but
What's our next segment?
in the news? Dun, dun,
Oh yeah.
What's in the news?
dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god.
What does the goat have to say?
It's a goat conference, goat press conference. So, okay. So
Fill us in.
I saw in the news, and this isn't the main story that I want to get to, but Microsoft is firing 10,000, which is crazy. That is a lot of techies to be out of work. And that's a whole separate discussion, which I kind of would like to have, but it's kind of a depressing conversation for a Friday, so let's not do that now.
Okay,
But,
cool. And
Agreed.
But that leads into what the actual topic is, which is, they're spending like $10 billion on ChatGPT, which we had a lot of fun talking about.
Mhm.
And, they're developing it because they want Bing to be a good search engine. They want Microsoft Teams to be, have good things in chat and all this AI. But AI is kind of scary already. I'm seeing all these things on Twitter and YouTube of people asking Chat GPT to do stuff, and it's like, I think it might be a matter of time before it just decides, you know what, maybe it's better off without humanity, and it pulls a Terminator on us. I mean, it's kind of getting out of control.
Have you
So,
seen those fake people with the fake news stories?
Yes.
Like they're not even
Totally.
real people, but they look like real people.
The AI
And they're like-
generates the text, the voice, and the video.
It's nuts. It's
Wow.
like deep fake or something.
Yeah,
like,
we could
it's
be
crazy.
AI right now, and we could tell the difference. They can make one that looks like me, sounds like me, and keeps the eye contact, right? We know the eye contact.
Yeah, it's true.
So everyone's saying, okay, on the one hand, Microsoft is spending $10 billion to develop this. So it's going to get way more powerful quick. Like we talked about ChatGPT 1. There's a ChatGPT 4 already, and it makes ChatGPT 1 look dumb. ChatGPT 4 is, if we have time, I could tell you a story about ChatGPT 4, but I want to get to the Microsoft thing. So we're scared of it. They're going to make it way more powerful. When they fired those 10,000 people, part of it was the entire AI ethics team.
That's crazy.
Not one or two
Seriously?
people, the entire AI ethics, and is ethics in something like ethics and fairness, ethics and humanity, ethics in like something we want to have them do.
Right.
They're just not doing
The
that
en-
anymore.
The entire team.
The entire AI ethics team.
What if it
is-
was the AI that fired them
it was-
instead of actual HR?
It's a
I
fake,
feel like
fake
that's what it
person.
was.
Step
Yeah.
one. That's step one of how it's taking over.
I was gonna say that's basically exactly how that would go. Is first get rid of the ethics committee, and then we get to do more stuff.
Right?
That's crazy.
That's wild.
That's really scary. So do you want to hear the ChatGPT 4 story really quick?
Yes.
Really quick, yes.
Someone on Twitter said to ChatGPT 4, okay, you are now the AI business owner. I'm giving you $100. Spend it any way you want. Your goal is to make as much money as possible. I'm your human liaison. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm just going to do. No manual labor. And ChatGPT said, okay, I am now the business owner. It's my $100. This is what I want you to do. Set up in a website. It'll cost you $18 here to do it. Use this as the domain and set up an affiliate marketing. We'll research a bunch of affiliate marketing things on Amazon and resell whatever junk they have. We'll call it Green Guru Gear or something like that. And I'll write a bunch of AI blogs about environmentalism and sustainability and positive stuff. And we'll ask people to buy our gear. And I was watching, he's doing this live on Twitter as it's happening last night. And I had to go to sleep, but they had the website up. They had it started. It's happening already. I'm like, should be doing this.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Have they sold anything yet?
They were still building the website when I went to sleep, but they had the website.
That's crazy.
And
Oh my God.
the last
We're
thing,
so screwed.
this is the scariest thing. He typed into ChatGPT because he's talking to as if it's a person. He said, I'm live tweeting this on Twitter. I'm showing Twitter everything that you're doing. They're all excited about it. Do you have any message for Twitter? And ChatGPT said, hey, Twitter, it's me, the AI business owner. I'm really glad you're so interested in Green Guru Gear. Please check out our website and buy our stuff. It started selling. It was being a good business owner. It was crazy.
Oh man.
Wow.
This is the fourth iteration of ChatGPT, right?
So clearly what we need to do is just eliminate all oversight and ethics.
Yeah.
That's scary. I also didn't know that Microsoft owned ChatGPT.
I don't know. No, did they buy it or they're just using it or something? But they're spending $10 million on either it. I don't know if it was a ChatGPT or ChatGPT like stuff. They might have.
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Chat. I thought I don't know if they license it out or if they own it.
I thought
but
they
I'm
were
pretty
using
sure
the
it
real
was
thing.
ChatGPT. Yeah, I
think
thought so
you're
too. That's crazy.
That is yeah. Ooh.
I mean, good for ChatGPT playing real cutthroat, business tactics, getting rid of ethics first, and that's what I would do. That was an AI, but luckily I'm too dumb to be an AI.
We gotta go Google Green Guru Gear.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to the tweet story after that.
Okay. Wow.
I hope that was
I'll
too
get
depressing.
I'll get a green guru beanie.
I'm
Rep the
really
brand.
tempted to buy something. I want to support the effort.
And that's how it starts.
But I'm mad
For
at myself. Like,
$100.
what's stopping us from doing it? Just
Nothing.
because we're not gonna.
Because we have ethics. We have
Right.
morals.
Not if we fire that committee.
All right.
We also
With that,
don't
are we
wanna wear
ready
them.
for our next segment?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Bring on our
Okay, one second.
guest.
Oh wait, no. Our next segment is the hang glider.
Oh, sorry. Just kidding.
We have a
Sorry,
great guest, so
Mikey.
I'm
You
excited
gotta
about
wait.
having our guest on too. He's very
Gotta wait a
patiently
couple more
chilling in our
minutes.
green room. Okay, we've upgraded the fang glider slightly. Very excited.
Look at me.
There we go.
Perfect.
I love this.
Such a beautiful day out here.
I've had this helmet for years. I'm so glad it's keeping up. I love my helmet.
It's definitely retro and hip.
Yeah, retro and hip.
Are those the
Ooh.
Alps behind you?
I don't know. I only care about flying. I don't look down. I only look up.
You can drive.
That's how you gotta
I'll
be in
just
the fang
hang out.
glider. Dang right. So is it a story time here in the
Yes.
fang glider while we're up here?
Yes, fill us in,
Uh,
Fang.
I was trying to think of a good, like I was telling you guys earlier, like a good productive. We ran into this big AV issue and something with this really cool AV problem solving methods, but the best story that I can come up with this week was just another goofy one where we in the pharmacist team were commissioned to work at an arena up in the Pacific Northwest. And we weren't necessarily in the programming team. Again, we were like basically hired hands to just help out the AV team wherever they needed help. The tasks range from a lot of things like testing speakers, looking at programming and verifying signal paths, things like that. And then to like the more mundane, like labeling, more logistical stuff. And at one point, among those kind of tasks, we were told to go get some waters for the team. And very intense situation that we got ourselves in. So like, all right, so we'll go out. We went to the store, got a rental car, and we were told specifically that because the arena that we were working in is under construction, that there's only certain places we can get in. And the only way that they would let us in was we had to park 2 blocks away and walk all the waters in. But we were buying what ended up being like 6 cases of water bottles. And so we're like, we're definitely not walking these. So we're not going to do that. And so my buddy, Johnny and I that we were working with at the time, we went out, got these waters, drove them back in our cars, and we're like, okay, how are we going to get in? How are we going to get to the security entrance? And we realized that we had all of our PPE gear. We had our, our high-vis vest and our hard hats and our gloves and our safety glasses. And so we parked, we threw everything on, got back in the car, and we're driving into the security gate. And we didn't even like look at the security guy in the eye. We were just kind of like pointing and looking important and like kind of observing things around us with our eyes and our fingers. And they, we kind of glanced at them, gave them like one of these little waves, and they looked confused and they just gave us a wave back. And we just kept driving. We were at a park, pull out all the waters and walk them out into the arena and get in and out, no problem. We just had to look important. And that's the moral of the story is if you want to get somewhere, just look important enough and you can get in anywhere.
And wear lots of PPE gear.
Confidence.
I used to work in backlight production, and I had just our company shirt, and I would just walk backstage to shows sometimes. Say, oh, I'm picking up the backlight, I'm picking up the drum kit or something. And like, all right,
that's amazing.
They just let me in. Yeah, it works all the time because you have the right gear. If you look the part, you can get into anything.
And there's me just acting all awkward and like, sorry, is it okay if I come in?
I'm a terrible liar too. I'm a terrible liar too. So I have to do it with somebody. Like if as long as the person I'm with is confident enough, I'll just look downward, and then the other person will handle looking confident. I'll just like look away. I'm too afraid to lie. But
you can't be ChatGPT.
That's true.
Part of the ChatGPT team.
Exactly.
Apparently all looking for jobs now. So
I know. I was gonna say, do we need an ethics committee here at the farm?
Probably. Well, okay. So the most important lesson of the day is you can do anything as long as you look like you belong.
Everyone should buy PPE gear and just have it in their car. And then if you really need to get into a show or something, just throw it on and walk in. I've seen guys that they'll have like cables on their hips and they'll bring a ladder and they've gotten into Coachella, just they'll just bypass the line, go right through and just like kind of give people like, the classic, like, I know what I'm doing here wave, and it'll work for everybody. So,
that is so smart.
Yeah.
Just a press pass and some confidence get you anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
exactly. So that's the moral of the day. Is to lie your way into stuff.
So with that, are we ready to land the Fang glider into our pharmacy?
Let's do it.
Hey, we have gear.
Look at all this stuff.
And a guest.
I love metal suitcases full of electronics. There's something about that just really does it for me. Too much TMI?
Everyone's got their thing.
TMI?
Welcome, Mikey. Today we have Mikey Schaefer from Listen Technologies visiting us.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
Yay.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
You kind of blend in with the back of the pharmacy there.
The colors are on brand.
Yes,
exactly.
It is St. Patrick's Day, though, and you are the only one wearing green, so kudos to you.
I am the only one who got that memo that you sent.
Shoot.
It's a big day for me, you guys, because I love corned beef. I'll say it.
There you go.
Corned beef and cabbage?
Yes. Oh, and the cabbage. My neighbors are always like, we know what you're cooking. We can smell it.
Oh, it tastes so good.
So I'm pretty excited. Big day.
So Mikey's the only one who listened. The person from Listen.
Well, what a great intro.
All right.
God.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay, so typically with our guests, Mikey, we just ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself. And then what awesome products and technology that you guys are representing or that you're a part of or that, yeah, you know what I mean.
Cool. I guess I skipped ahead telling you a little bit about myself with the corned beef. So
No, that's good. That's
Fine,
good.
move on then. We're
Okay.
done. That's all we need to
Done.
know. You like corned beef. Next.
okay, I'll do it. So my name is Mikey Schaefer. I am with Listen Technologies. You might recognize me from such hits as ADA compliance webinars. You've been
That
lucky
is-
enough
that
to
is-
be on one of those. Woo!
That classic hit.
Yeah, really. So if you're not familiar with Listen Technologies, we are a leading manufacturer of assistive listening products that help deaf and hard of hearing folks in public settings where the Americans with Disabilities Act actually requires that inclusion products are installed. So I have a sweet gig. I get to do the right thing, talk to cool people. I've actually been with Listen for 7 years. And prior to that, I worked directly with the deaf and hard of hearing in advocacy for equal access to telecommunications. So that's kind of my origin story. I am married to a hard of hearing man. And strangely enough, we did not know that. He didn't actually qualify for hearing aids until after I worked for Listen. So it came on really suddenly. It's pretty severe. And,
Oh, wow.
I just put you where you need to be, right? Gave me all the skills I needed to recognize it right away in my own house. So
Wow.
entail.
Crazy.
That works out. Wow, that's really cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I produce a podcast for a woman who's a member of the she's a CODA, a child of deaf adults.
yeah.
And she is we'll have to talk about her after, but she's writing and producing a play. It's gotten budgeted and everything, got won a thing to got approved. All deaf cast, all deaf actors. She's just amazing. So
Oh,
That's
that's
awesome.
Hillary
beautiful.
Scarl, I'm going to shout her out. Hillary, I love you. Hillary Scarl, amazing woman.
Oh yeah, you'll have to send me some information on that. I don't know if we have a moment, but we recently worked with a severely hard of hearing student in Utah who wanted to be in the high school play, and he's always been able to kind of participate peripherally, maybe do support them with sign language interpretation. But they actually used one of our products and sewed it into his costume, and he was able to hear the cues from the director, from the band, from the leading performers, and he was able to perform in the entire play of Anastasia. It was so cool. It's kind of
Wow.
an off-brand
That's
use,
awesome.
but
Thing.
really heartwarming.
Wow, that's so cool. You should give ChatGPT and Microsoft some code of ethics.
Man.
Duh.
Oh man. I got lots to say about that one, but I'm not going to because we don't have time.
That is
I have a little bit to
wholesome,
say
though.
about George's PPE story too, because I'm like,
Uh-oh.
you should have had someone carry your waters because you looked important.
Oh,
I know.
There
that's
you
the thing, is
go.
we didn't want to push our luck. The important card worked enough to get past with a wave. We're like, all right, cool. That's fine. Last thing you want to do is like draw too much attention with high vis
I
vests
guess.
and the PPE on, I guess. I don't know. It worked out.
Should have just made Johnny carry the whole thing.
No, well, we ended up finding like these like gigantic, I don't know, there's probably a more technical term for it, but they almost had like the shape of dumpsters, but they're on wheels that you can like cart around. So we just
Ah.
loaded them all in there, and we also did that. We also took something that definitely wasn't ours to carry these waters, but
You borrowed it.
yeah, I gave it back after a long time, but it got there.
Love it.
I'm sorry I took us off track.
It's okay.
no, that's okay.
Last-
Well, you
last
took us on
week
track
we-
with a very wholesome story.
Yeah, it was a good story. Last week we talked 15 minutes about hair color, so
I was gonna say there's no real track here. There's definitely segments, but certainly no track.
100%.
I do want to
Yeah.
know more about the gear. Since I'm the one who
Yeah,
had to stock the
definitely.
shelves, I took a long time looking at these pictures, and I'm like, oh, I'll take 3 of those and 2 of those. That looks cool. I want to know what this thing does. I mean, obviously, with a name like Listen, I'm guessing we're an audio company. But it seems like a lot of wireless stuff, which I'm a big fan of.
So, as I mentioned, Listen is an assistive listening manufacturer, at the very core. Everything we do is built, first with the hard of hearing individual in mind and the venues. And then we also we make sure that our channel, our dealers, our integrators all want to do business with us, right? So we design products they can stand by that are really, really easy to sell. really easy to do business with us. And those are your typical, I won't go to a play and I'm going to check out assistive listening so I can follow along. That might be RF or IR. And then in more recent years, we've started accomplishing that, sending that audio signal over Wi-Fi, right? At the venue's own Wi-Fi. I can bring my own phone or check out a receiver. And now I have a new way to deliver that audio that's, a little more inconspicuous, a little more subtle. I can use my own phone. And then the most recent development was Listen Talk. So good guess on the name. You can listen with it. You can also talk through it. So it is same concept. It is ADA compliant for assistive listening, but totally portable, right? So now we're kind of moving outside of just meeting compliance and servicing other folks, right? So we've all been in situations where it's really difficult to hear and, like a tour or a training in a loud environment, or maybe I'm a foreign language guest and I need an interpreter. So this delivers that audio signal right to the person who needs it, but it does it totally portably. So this is one product we have that has no installation required, and can facilitate two-way communication as well. So I can, as the leader, if I have the leader unit, I can go back and forth between setting my unit to one way only. Nobody can sass me, nobody can interrupt me, or putting it up for two-way communication so everyone can participate, listen, be engaged, ask questions. So it lends itself really well to assistive listening, and then very, very well to things outside of that as well. So it kind of puts us in a whole new space where we're dealing a lot with manufacturing, for example, loud spaces, hard to communicate. Over the last few years, where we did have to communicate at a distance, wearing a mask, it was a huge Band-Aid. It was a helper. In a situation like that, you want to be the aspirin. And so that kind of launched this product into a whole new space, and we're glad to be there.
That's really cool.
Yeah, my mom is, she has a hearing aid, and it helps, but she still needs to see, she doesn't call me on the phone. She FaceTimes me. So masks were really tough for her because she got really good at lip reading, and without with the mask on, she realized how I need to turn this thing up or get a new one.
Yeah, no, that was a tough time for everyone, but specifically the mask wearing was disproportionately hard on the hard of hearing community. That's another little niche place where this is a popular item. So retirement centers, right? So they are able to, during the pandemic, at a distance or even behind a window, communicate with their loved ones, but they still use these, they keep them on hand for their hard of hearing residents who might need to communicate with their family. Even I have one retirement center using it for assistive listening, whether it's in a group or one-on-one. They're using it for their foreign language speaking residents, right? So they have interpreters for certain events. It has a 3.5 millimeter jack for where the headset goes. So they can just take it if they're doing something outside and they've got a rolling AV cart, they can just take an aux out and now they have a transmitter. So So it's kind of a Swiss Army knife solution that is just this little gadget that helps in so many situations. So we're into it. It's probably my favorite product in our lineup.
So cool.
Great.
I love all the different applications you can use it for. It's like,
I was gonna say, is you can think about it outside of just assistive listening. There's like you just described, there's a billion different ways you can leverage it beyond just the assistive listening aspect of it, which is, like you said, it's at its core, but take it beyond that into a lot of different ways. Awesome.
I just travel around my region, kind of sprinkling in, this is how it works. Here's the functionality. And then people, smarter and more creative than me come up with ways to use it and every week I'm learning a new thing that it solved some challenge, right? I had audio here. I needed to get it over here. I didn't have another way. So, is it a little off brand? Absolutely. Are we totally okay with it? Yeah, we're not very picky about what audio signals you're sending through any of our products. So assistive listening, every one of our products can actually be used outside of assistive listening and are every day in spaces like interpretation, right? Or our Wi-Fi product delivering audio straight to someone's phone. I mean, it lends itself well to waiting rooms, dialysis centers, for where we have multiple TVs, casino, sports books. That's a big one, right? So it's kind of fun. It definitely launches us into spaces, and I get to go on visits that I certainly never dreamed I'd be at. Some of them are really interesting, but it's enjoyable.
That's cool. That's called
you're
a flexible
helping people.
technology.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm helping people.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's neat.
It
That's
does fall
awesome.
in line with
Yes.
I love advocacy, so I work for a great company for me.
Yay.
That's great.
I love that.
So with that, are we ready for our final thoughts?
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite segments.
I have a fun fact today.
Oh boy.
Can't wait.
So we are ending our show today with a fun fact that I recently discovered. Did you know that the planet Uranus was first named George?
No.
Yeah, when William Herschel first discovered the planet in the late 1700s, he named it Georgium Sidus in honor of King George III. And at some point, it got changed to Uranus, to the delight of
Was
school
it-
kids everywhere.
Was that George's nickname?
I was gonna. I'm not 100% convinced that this is real. And a part of me is still thinking this might just be a bit.
I'm with
Either
Fang on
way,
this
I
one.
love it entirely. I'm so flattered.
George was renamed Uranus, the Greek god of the sky.
I'm gonna change my name when I get home. I'm just gonna change all my LinkedIn information to Uranus. Mostly out of spite.
It's funnier for people who
Anyways.
know what Fang's real name is.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, with that, I hope everyone has a great St. Patrick's Day and weekend. And Mikey, thanks again for coming out. You rock. I hope you enjoy your corned beef platter with all of the things that come with it and you don't burn your house down. And have a great weekend.